Using the player. Toggle the menu button to see where you are in the training and to jump to any specific section. Toggle the Notes button to see the notes for each slide. Use the magnifying glass to search for specific text within the unit. Toggle the hamburger to display slides full screen and to reveal or hide the menu and notes. The Resources button in the top left contains helpful links to documentation and websites. Control the player volume at the bottom of your screen next to the Play button. Continuing along the bottom of your screen, you can also reload a slide and move to previous and next slides using the buttons in the lower right-hand corner.
This is an extensive, challenging course that presents essential concepts you need to learn about Magento 2 over a series of comprehensive units. It assumes you have prior experience with Magento 1 and highlights changes in features and functionality between the two product versions throughout the course. Be sure to give yourself enough time to go through the material at your own pace.
This course is appropriate for developers who are experienced working with and extending the Magento platform. The depth of the content may prove challenging to new developers who have little or no familiarity with Magento.
Magento 2 is a robust, flexible, and complex product, and it requires many hours of dedicated practice to become proficient in its use. This course is one important piece, but not the only required piece, in helping you to develop your expertise using the Magento 2 platform. You will also need to work extensively with the product to build your skills. Studies have shown that the more senses you use to learn a subject, the better your comprehension and retention of the material. So do not use just the slides or the notes to learn the material. Be sure to both listen to and read the slides as a topic is explained, and use the course guide notes. The course guide presents the narration, audio, in written form, while the slide highlights key concepts. Find the most effective way to use both to match your learning style. For example, you may want to read the slide first for a general grasp of the topic, then play the audio as you follow along with the full notes to fill in all the details. Remember, you can replay each slide as many times as needed to comprehend the material. Be sure to do all the exercises presented in the course, as these are key learning opportunities and provide practical, hands-on experience with a native Magento 2 installation. These exercises have been specifically designed to help solidify the concepts when presented. This is also why you should complete the exercises when they appear in the course and not skip them to be completed at another time. Take the time to just explore the code, looking for examples of the topics presented. Everyone learns differently, but following this advice should help you get the most out of your course.
Fundamentals of Magento Development, Unit 1.
In this module, we will discuss the preparation steps you should take to set up your Magento 2 installation for development. We will cover configuration aspects in the next module.
In particular, this module will discuss environment setup and introduce the system modes available for different phases of the development lifecycle.
Magento 2 requires the familiar LAMP stack, Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP, along with PHP Composer, a tool for managing external dependencies. Magento makes extensive use of Composer for downloading and installing external dependencies such as Symfony.
For installation, you need a cloning repository. Using Composer is recommended. See the installation guide for more information.
Hello! In this video we will see how to install Magento 2.3. First of all, we have to verify that Magento technology stack requirements are met. You can see the list of Magento technology stack requirements on the official documentation website that you can see here on the screen. You need to have your web server properly configured. It could be Apache or Nginx. You need to have a database of a certain version, PHP, and a list of required PHP extensions. Assuming that all requirements are met, we will proceed to getting the Magento software. There are three different ways how we can install Magento. We can download a package, we can clone repository, or we can get Composer meta package. And there are two different Magento editions, Magento Open Source and Magento Commerce. We will install Magento Open Source. And we will use Composer meta package approach, since it's the most popular one. Before you can receive a meta package, you have to make sure that you have access to repo magento.com. This access is free, and you can find instructions how you can obtain access key to repo magento.com on this website as well. Now we will clone the command here. We will copy the command and we will paste it and run. You may need to wait a while. It very much depends on the system, so it may take a while to download all required packages. Hello! In this video we will see how to install Magento 2.0. Okay, we have our packages downloaded. Next step would be to download sample data modules. We need sample data. We will use it in our training, in our demo videos, because it provides a set of modules which would fill some data into our project. So we will have some products, some categories, and in general it's very helpful, especially for learning purposes. So we will use Magento command line in order to install those packages. So we need install optional sample data modules, and we will do it using Composer. There is a command bin Magento sample data deploy that we will use. We will execute PHP and then the command bin Magento sample data deploy. This command will download sample data modules. It will not install them yet, but download. And again, we may need to wait a while. Now we have to enter our credentials that we have for Magento repository. So you should have your credentials obtained. I will copy mine and password. Now we see that our modules being downloaded. And again, we have to wait a little bit until modules will be downloaded. Okay, after we install our sample data, we may proceed now with installation of Magento. We configured virtual host in Nginx, and we omit this step here. You can find instructions how to do that in the documentations. in the Magento documentation. In a few words, you should copy a snippet of configuration file from the documentation. It's a very simple one, and all it does, you have to specify your URL, your document root, and you have to include a file which comes together with Magento package. This is enough to configure Magento for Nginx. For Apache, configuration may be different. You will need just to configure virtual host. Now, when you have it done, we can take a look into that Nginx config sample file, which would be included in our Nginx configuration. We may proceed to Magento installation itself. So in order to do that, we'll go to our browser, we hit our URL, trainingmagentou.com, and we would see this page. On this page, we would say agree and set up Magento, and we will start our readiness check. So check passed, and we can proceed. So we will install our database. So we'll use IP here. Our server name would be www, and database name would be Magento. So you can specify your credentials to connect to the database. Then click Next. This would be our URL, and we also need to specify admin URL. We will use just admin. Then we would specify our time zone. We would use GMT time zone, standard, and we will use all the standard configuration here. And proceed. Now we need to create an admin account. So we would say admin magento.com, whatever, enter password, and we're good to go. Now we can proceed with installation by clicking Install Now. Now we have to wait until installation is completed. So when installation process is over, we would see this success screen. Now we can go to the storefront, or we can go to the admin panel, and this means that installation of our Magento 2.3 is completed. Let's wait a little bit to see our storefront. This is Luma theme. It's installed with the sample data that we did. So all these products, banners, it's all sample data. Here we have admin panel where we can log in. Takes a while first load because Magento will generate all the cache and all the static resources, so it takes a while. And here we have our admin panel. It's still loading. You can see it's Magento 2.3.1, the latest version at this moment, but installation process should be the same on any version, higher version or lower version. So now we see different products, different category pages, and actually we have our Magento installed.